Hello everyone, hello my lovelies. Welcome to another episode of In My Opinion by Uli. I'm your host Uli, and I'll start by asking you, how are you? How are you doing? Hope you're okay wherever you are. If you're in the car, if you're driving, if you're on the couch, if you are drinking coffee, having tea, staying with friends, staying with family, and you're listening to this podcast. If how hope you're doing well, and if you're not, don't beat yourself up. Okay, whatever the problem is, just take a deep breath in and breathe out. Tap your chest and say, "All is well. All is well. All is well." Okay, so let's dive into today's topic. And today's topic, we're talking about people pleasers, and we might talk about reasons why someone can become a people pleaser. And who are people pleasers? People pleasers are, or a people pleaser is someone who constantly seeks the approval of others. They seek they seek validation of others, and often and sometimes it's often at their expense, the expense of their own needs and desires. They're kind people, they're nice people, they like to see others happy, but it's to their own detriment, sometimes even to their own health. Okay, and they tend to go to great lengths to make others happy, and such people are often taken advantage of because of how nice they are, how kind they are, and they don't know it. They just want to see that smile on your face, the smile on your face. They just want to see it, and it's even if it means sacrificing their own well-being or boundaries. And people pleasers often find it difficult to say no because they fear their rejection, and they tend to prioritize others' happiness over their own happiness. As far as they can see you happy, it makes them happy too, and they are fine. That's how kind they are. They have this big heart. So, how just okay, let's say, let's just imagine this scenario now. We're at a party, or you're at a party, and you surround yourself with your friends, and the air is buzzing with laughter and this vibe, there's the atmosphere, all of you are all relaxed, and while you're there, there's someone you can't help but notice. They are the ones always offering to refill drinks, and the first to jump in and help with the party prep, and they also seem to know everybody's favorite song. Yeah, once you see that kind of person, you see that that kind of person is a kind person with a big heart, but that person is a people pleaser. But what exactly does it mean to be a people pleaser? I've explained it to you. They validate, they tend to validate their own, they tend to validate, have this validation of others, seek validation of others, sorry, and seek approval of others, and to their own, even if it's at their own expense. Yeah, so but when you look at them, there is a reason why someone can become a people pleaser. There's always a reason for everything, every act, every emotion, every um anything that happens in life, there is cause and effect. Okay, but this one there is always a reason. And this one there is a reason for someone. There's a reason someone might become a people pleaser. First of all, one, they crave validation. A people pleaser, they tend to crave validation. They seek the approval of others all the time. They tend to do something, and when the person says, "Oh wow, well done, you did well," that is a people pleaser. Have you ever had that feeling of sometimes wanting to that everybody should like you, everyone should like you? If you are that kind of person, that's the reason of that's why people pleaser often crave approval and validation from others, because they are just so nice, because they are kind, and they tend to make or to see people happy and put that smile on the person's face. And that's the first one. The second one is they tend to avoid conflict, any kind of conflict. They feel so comfortable and they withdraw. That if they see that there is a conflict in there, they tend to withdraw. People pleasers might go out of their way to avoid conflict, even if it means sacrificing their own needs. They just they don't like confrontation. They just go backwards. They withdraw. And the third one, that's the second reason. And the third reason why someone can become a people pleaser is when when they feel saying yes feels good. Anything you ask them, they say yes. Anything you tell them to do, they say yes. I'll do it. That's a people pleaser. And most people, when they see this, oh my goodness, they tend to take advantage of that kind. So saying yes to them feels so good, especially when it makes others happy. But for people pleasing, saying no can be harder than climbing Mount Everest. They can't say no. They just want to, okay, I'll do it for you. Okay, if it make you happy, that's a people pleaser. That's a kind soul. But this is the reason they love to say yes, just to make you happy. Number four, they fear rejection. Nobody likes feeling rejected. Nobody likes rejection. If it's a job rejection, relationship rejection, say if your parents say no to you, that you don't do this, that kind of rejection. They fear that type of rejection. That is why they tend to abide by the rules and say yes to everyone. People pleasers might bend over backwards to avoid rejection, even if it means sacrificing their own desires. They fear rejection, even if it's dating, in terms of when they go on dates. And oh gosh, when they go on dates and they tend to do what the the person they go on the date with tell them to do, even if they don't like it. They're trying to please the person to make the person happy. That's number four, fear of rejection, so that they will not be rejected in terms of relationships. That's one reason again. And the fifth reason is they have this deep rooted insecurities. Sometimes deep down, they are insecure. And this insecurity drives the need for them to please people. People pleasers might feel like they are not good enough. So if they tend to help others. They feel good within. They feel good within themselves and say, yes, I've done something good for others. People pleasers might feel that they are not good enough unless they are constantly pleasing people. That's an insecurity they have deep rooted inside them. That's one reason they please people. So please, if you see any person that tend to please people a lot, don't be harsh on them. Also be kind to them the way they are kind to you. Number six, sometimes, this sixth reason, sometimes reasons for someone to please people is the need for control. It might sound it might sound abnormal, but some people pleasers have a need to control situations. By pleasing others, they feel like they're in control of how they are perceived. They abide by the rules. They don't like they don't like uh, bad reputation. They tend to control how others see them, but that is not who they are. So that's where the need for control comes in. That's where the need for control comes in because they feel like they are in control of how they are perceived. It's also it's also if you can also put the insecurities, that's the deep rooted insecurities with the need for control. They can work hand in hand. They can work hand in hand when they have these deep rooted insecurities on seeing how people will perceive them because of how their insecurities are, then there's this need to control to see how people perceive them. Then number seven is they have this overwhelming empathy. Oh my goodness. Feeling other Empathy is like when you feel other people's emotions, when you feel it intensely. This can it can lead to people pleasing. It's a reason. When you feel someone's disappointment or the person's unhappiness strongly, of which some people can be manipulative, it's a natural way. It's a natural way to fix it, even if it is not your responsibility. If you're a people pleaser, it's good for you to be kind, but it's also wise for you to know your limit. Okay. Then sometimes, then the eighth reason is based on, um, let's see, when they start at a young age. Some people learn to be people pleasers from a very young age, and this is called early conditioning. Maybe they grew up in an environment where pleasing others was the only way to get love and attention. That's the only way they understand. That's the only way they can make themselves happy and make that person happy. And that is how they validate. They tend to they tend to seek validation and approval. And maybe that's the only way they can get that love and attention. Then number nine is they some of them, because there's this need for control, then they have these perfectionist tendencies. Perfectionists also feel like they need to meet impossibly high standards. That's who a perfectionist is. They don't need any strand of imperfectionism around them. So pleasing people can feel like another way to strive for perfection. When you want everything to be perfect, like you're trying to, okay, for example, you are a party event manager and you want that party to be perfect for your client. And whatever your client says, you tend to you tend to do by pleasing your client, yes. But sometimes you just want it to be perfect for your client. Even if you know that, okay, this won't work, but you still need to do it just to make your client happy. It's a good thing for business. But when you see that thing could be disastrous, but like planning a disastrous party, yeah, planning a disastrous party, would it be okay for business too? You think about it. Think about it. Then the last one, that's the 10th one, is self worth tied to others' approval. For some, if I can analyze this, for some, their self worth is directly tied to how others perceive them. That's their self esteem, how they see themselves. Being a people pleaser becomes a way to maintain a positive self image outside, not even within you. You're unhappy that that thing is killing your health. You're unhappy that that thing is taking your time. You're unhappy that you are uncomfortable, yet you still want to please people because of your insecurities, because of your self worth, because of your tied to others' approval, you're tied to their validation. You have to stop it. But these reasons I've given, I gave 10 reasons. These reasons can vary from person to person. Okay, they can vary from person to person, but they all contribute to the tendency to be a people pleaser. But we have realized, if you've realized that you're a bit of a people pleaser, there is no big deal in it because you're kind, you're nice, you have a big heart. But here's the thing. It's all about finding the balance. Being nice and helpful is great. It's super great, but not when it is at your expense, at the expense of your well-being, at the expense of your happiness, at the expense of your being comfortable. First off, you have to give yourself a break. You're not a superhero. You know that, right? And nobody expects you to be. It's okay to put yourself first sometimes. Really, it is. But you have to take a step back and ask yourself, what do I want from this? if I do this for this person and the person is still taking advantage of me, what do I what am I gaining from what's the benefit? But it sounds simple. It's a game changer when you take a step back. Sometimes you have to learn to say no without feeling guilty. Practice it. Okay, practice it in front of the mirror, okay? Just try. Remember, saying no doesn't make you a bad person. It only makes you human. Just practice it in front of the mirror. I will learn to say no today. I will learn to say no today. I will learn to say no to my friend that bothers me. I will learn to say no to this person, okay? That's the balance. You're still a nice person, but you still need your boundaries. You have to set them and stick to them like glue. Let people know what you're comfortable with and your limits. It's like putting do not disturb. That do not disturb sign for your sanity. You understand? Just it's just that's how it is, just putting it. And you and again, don't forget to check in with yourself from time to time. How you feeling? Okay? Are you taking care of yourself? Are you treating yourself well? Try and treat yourself the way your best friend would treat you, with kindness and with understanding. That is your self prioritization. It's okay to ask for help, okay? Whether it is from a friend, whether it's from a therapist, or maybe from a book, ask for help somehow. Seek support. When you seek support, it's like a sign of strength, not weakness. Embrace your inner voice. Don't feel guilty. You've set your boundaries. And remember, you've got this, okay? You've earned it. So go ahead and take a deep breath and give yourself permission to be a little, just a little selfish. All right? Okay, there you go, guys. There you go, guys. I'll see you next week, okay? Bye.